to disease.
And that's a good, and Dr. Sullivan, who is also, I claim her, she's my doctor too. And so help us, share with us, because I know I went to her after having 2 knee surgeries and suffering lots of pain. And I have to admit, even though I haven't been lately because I've been tied down with books, you know, I was just consumed with how she understood my emotional health after having lost my brother, my younger brother, and my ability to heal. And my intake of, and I consider myself as a chronologically gifted Black woman, I consider myself pretty healthy. But one of the things, she did that interplay with me. Have you forgiven him for leaving you? Have you? And so I would like for you to share with us your sense of what we need as Black women to forgive ourselves, to get on that path of eating and not looking at food as food, but nutrition, what we need nutritionally, and how that all connects to the spirit around us.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for that and for being here. I've been doing this since 1988. And my book came out in 1999, and the truth is still the truth. So to see this coming around full circle now, and to see that people are finally having a dialogue about what is so imperative, to use the name in your organization, I mean, it is past the time. It is past the time. But to go directly to the answer, you know, one of the things that Dr. Downer said is that we need to understand wellness. We must understand wellness. It's not, it's a must. It's a must, because at this point in time, we are, as you say, in a crisis, and it's only getting worse. It's really not getting better. Hopefully this book will raise some eyebrows and bring some understanding and light to that fact. But for each of us to be the light that we are and to recognize that God is in each of us, without my piece of the puzzle, Dr. Pinn's piece of the puzzle doesn't work, Dr. Downer's piece of the puzzle doesn't work, yours doesn't, Hilary's doesn't. So we're all in this together. We are all collectively in this. And when we start to separate ourselves out from each other, and then of course from God, is one of the problems that we have. And we separate ourselves out through lack of forgiveness of ourselves for the judgment that we have around something. For example, since you brought up your brother, Eleanor, clearly your judgment was about yourself and what you had going on about that loss. So forgive yourself for that loss, for the judgment around that, for the judgment of your feelings around that. And that's a lot of what we talked about. And you do that by asking. You do that by asking. You do it by writing it down. I forgive myself for. And if you have to write it 100 times, as I have done 100 times in my lifetime, then that's what you need to do. You write it down. You have a gratitude list. I have a gratitude list. I'm grateful for my hair. People love I love my hair. I don't have a texturizer. I don't have any. I love my hair. I have always loved my hair. I had one texturizer for my senior prom. I told my mother, never again. End of story. So my hair, the fact that I can walk in here, the fact that I'm breathing, the fact that I'm vital, these are things that I'm grateful for. And I write it down and I look at those things every day before I leave my home. Every day. I write down at the end of my day not only the things that I've done for myself, but the things that I've done for other people. That produces a sense of self-worth. And over time, that self-worth continues to grow and prosper. It then allows you to feel, or me to feel, a sense of wellness and wholeness, because that is my connection with God. Wellness is to be in harmony with yourself, with God, your community, with your friends, of course, with your family. And some families you can't be in harmony with. They're toxic for you. Recognize that and move on. Do what you need to do to have your health and wellness in check. The guilt is useless. The guilt just makes you feel like, well, at least I'm a good person. Because there's guilt, which comes in the middle of behavior and image. I have an image. I'm a great person. Okay, but I don't like my uncle. So that behavior, or not going to see my uncle, comes in against my image of being a good person. So what do? I construct a wall of guilt. Well, at least I'm guilty about it. No, forget that. That's just energy wasted. Uncle's not a nice man. He molested you at some point in time. You do need to forgive yourself for judging him as wrong, but you may not ever need to see him. You may need to write him a letter saying that you forgive yourself for judging him as wrong, or you may write yourself the letter, burn it, or throw it away, tear it up. Get rid of the energy so that the wellness can come forward. Because in each of us, there is that place that is vital, that is healing, that does know how to heal itself. And that's what naturopathic medicine is about, to use that part of us that does know how to heal itself, that does know how to get well, and to reduce the limitations, whatever limitations keep you from being free mentally, emotionally, or physically.
Thank you for that. And
I could go on and on, but I won't.
And we'll come back to that, because I think that's very important. We've been, one of the things about self-love and self-care